Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Bros, and today we're going to be talking about Sonny's Blues, written by James Baldwin. Now, before I go into summary analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or a comment so that the channel can continue to grow. All right, Sonny's Blues. Very interesting work here. We're looking at this narrator. He has a brother. The brother's name is Sonny, and Sonny, within the work, he gets arrested for heroin. He uses heroin, he uses drugs, he goes to jail for drugs. Sonny's all about music. He's a musician. He loves to get high, he loves to play music. And the narrator, on the other hand, he's a school teacher. And they both come from a background of poverty, of racism, of living in the projects. And their father had a tough upbringing. Um, you know, Seeing his own brother getting run over by a car filled with white men. So the father had some issues, seeing growing up in an era like that. And the brothers, they had a tough upbringing. Poverty is not fun, and they had to work their way up. And within this work, we're focusing on their relationship. We're focusing on how racism growing up in a racist world affects the psychology and relationships of black people. And these two brothers, they're really messed up. Sonny's messed up because, being raised by their parents and their parents with their psychological problems. Because, if their parents grew up watching bad things happening to the people that they loved by white people, that reflects on how they raise their children, their fears, their terrors, their traumas, and and also being poor too. It makes a very powder keg like household where things are not always good. Food was not always on the table. You can imagine how tough that can be being raised in such a time in such an environment. So Sonny, his life, the narrator doesn't approve of it. Drugs, being arrested, music. Music, people do become musicians and make millions of dollars, but music is a very tough career. There's a reason why the narrator doesn't support Sonny being a musician. Because, well, music is very tricky. It's either you make it or you don't. It's either you become a big star or you don't. That's what the thing is with music. It's either you make lots of money or you don't. If you're not, bringing in, you know, thousands and millions of fans, you're not gonna make it with 100 people liking your music. You gotta strike, gold. You gotta, find oil. It's not easy. So throughout the work, we see the narrator and Sonny trying to, you know, connect. They don't really connect. The narrator takes a long time to contact or to write a letter to Sonny while he's in prison. It doesn't. It takes a long time for the narrator to finally reach out to Sonny. Sonny and the narrator, they don't see eye to eye on everything. The narrator is more, you want a state. He's always about stability, right? He's a teacher, stable, good job. You have your regular wages. When you're a teacher, you know what you're gonna get paid. Um, it's stable. There's you live in a society where you're always going to need schools. He's married. He has a daughter who died, but he's always about stability, wife, kids, stable job. Um, not being poor, keeping food on the table, having that stability. But Sonny, he's more of a journeyman. A journeyman. He's he's traveling, he's playing music, he's trying to stay clean. His life is kind of like it feels all over the place. So they're very different, and that's why they don't see eye to eye. Because one is all about stability, and the other is, well, it kind of makes sense because music is honestly, it's there's no rules. Music can be anything. I mean, I've seen people take the sounds of regular objects and turn them into songs. So Sonny is like this. I mean, the title of this work is Sonny's Blues. So music is free. Music is not stable. It's not structured. It's one thing that we have that we're just born with it. It's all humans can sing. Um, it's something that's kind of quite interesting to think about, or to talk about, or whatever you want to say about music. It's we just sing. Why do humans even sing? I mean, it's not like you're gonna walk into somebody's office and you're gonna find them singing at their desk, and it's not like it's required of us. I mean, you only sing when you feel like singing or if you want to. I mean, if you walked into somebody's office and they started singing, it'd be kind of weird. But for some reason, we can sing, and we have musicians, and some musicians are just, it's just out of nowhere. They tap into this realm where they can sing or make songs or make beats, and it's just a part of life that, why do we sing? I mean, it's just, I mean, biologically speaking, I mean, does it help us fight? No. Does it help us survive? No. But we just were born with the ability to sing. It's quite interesting. So Sonny here is, that's, I mean, he's just this free spirit. Um, we see him and the narrator. They go back and forth. Um, the narrator tries to connect with his brother several times. Sonny really, he's more, he's closer with his other musician, his friends, um, his bandmates. So Sonny's closer to them. And there's sometimes where they blow up and they have to discuss of past wrongs in between their relationship. Sometimes they're estranged. One doesn't talk to the other. But by the end, they do reconnect. The narrator goes to Sonny's performance, and he cries in the end of the work. In terms of deeper meaning analysis, I mean, there's so much here between the narrator's daughter dying, uh, between the drug use of Sonny, between them not understanding each other, um, between Sonny's obsession with music. Um, Sonny even compares music to being high on heroin. So, I mean, it does make sense. I mean, sometimes music can be so sublime and so transformative that it's kind of like it takes your breath away. I mean, I guess, to Sonny, with his experiences of being high, music and being high can be very similar. Um, so instead of being high, kids, listen to some good music. That's the message. Um, I'm not a comedian. All right. So Sonny and his brother, it's a tense relationship from their upbringing, and also you can definitely see they're trying to understand each other, but it's not easy. Maybe in the end, you kind of see that they through music or through the narrator crying in the end, and Sonny being in his element, maybe they can somewhat understand each other's worlds, but they're brothers, but they both exist in their own world, because the narrator is all about structure and discipline and being a teacher and being married, and and I think, like, when you come from poverty, you want that stability, because if you come from poverty, you know what it's like not having enough money to pay the bills or to eat or to feed your kids. If you grow up in that type of environment, when you become an adult, you just want to do everything in your power not to live those things again. But Sonny, he's not about that. He's more about like being a free spirit. Um, and he's he wants to transcend reality and tap into something that we can't really understand sometimes. And through music, Sonny can do that. Like Sonny's blues, there are no words to describe it. And it's kind of like a religious or a spiritual transformation, because in the end, when the narrator cries and when Sonny's in his element and he's playing, it's like he's in his own world, his own universe. And that's the thing about music that leave us baffled most of the time, because music can be that drug that, like, it's unexplainable what it does to our hearts, our minds, and our spirits. We kind of feel like, I don't know, there's certain emotions and feelings that music evokes within us that we can't truly put to words. So yeah, in terms of deeper meaning and analysis, I mean that there's a lot to be said here. But again, this work is very deep in terms of looking at the brothers, what they had to go through in a world with racism, with bigotry, with poverty, their differences, their relationship, what connects, what doesn't connect, and and the remedy and what their relationship is at the end of the work. I mean, we can say maybe it'll get better. It's definitely, there's some hope here, but their past and their present and their future, it's definitely complex. It's definitely something that's not easy, but at least the two brothers are somewhat working on their relationship for the better, because we do see them trying to stay connected and to be a family. Um, yeah, yeah. Well, that's all I have to say about this work. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.